for accessing a grant to purchase the equipment. But this additional $375,000, we've never made approvals for, okay? And your contention that it was included as part of the contingency of building the new nursing home, we believe is incorrect, because on this date in the minutes it says, the main crunch of this motion is that it's not saying that you can't make a change. It's only saying that the delegation would like you to come in and ask us. That is all. That is saying that the delegation would like to approve additional expenditures if they are in the advantage of the county. And we would like to say yes if we agree or no if we don't agree. It just asks the commissioners to present the difference to the delegation so we can say yes or no. Okay, we made that motion that if you were going to use contingency money for anything, you had to come ask us. And it is the recollection of the delegation, I might be speaking a little fast on this with that, but I believe it is the recollection of the delegation that that hasn't taken place. But what exacerbates all this is that you're putting this installation of these boilers in the old nursing home building. And the delegation has been repeatedly asking you for your plans on what you're going to be doing over there, because we want to approve them. Not only did you omit to ask us, we asked you a number of times to show us what you're going to do. And you never have. We have never seen specifically where you planned on putting this boiler room. And now we're spending money to put the sprinkler systems in, and all those things in. You just don't have the authority to do what you're doing. That's what's the main cusp of what we're trying to say here.
Second the motion.
Second the amendment.
The amendment.
I think we need to restate that amendment because it looked like a statement rather than asking us to do something or to direct action. It simply...
The motion is to add after, to demonstrate to the delegation,
Right.
then add in accordance with RSA 2413 and the minutes of the delegation meeting, March 22nd, 2010.
That's your entire...
That's the
amendment?
entire
Right.
thing.
Okay.
You just, that gets inserted into
Right.
Representative McConkey's,
Okay.
I don't say emotion, but motion.
Okay. So we do have a second to that?
Mhm.
Do we have any other discussion? to
Move the
that?
question, move the question now.
Well, we can
Okay.
move the amendment.
The
question.
amendment is what we'll have to vote on, and then we'll vote on the motion. Is everybody clear on the amendment? It's simply a statement in accordance with RSA 2413, RSA 24:13, and the minutes from March 22nd, 2010.
Which will follow where?
That follows.
Can demonstrate
Can
to the delegation.
Right, that they have the authority to make such expenditures, period. And that's in accordance with,
To expend $375,000.
well, we didn't say
They did.
75,000
We
anyplace.
did 375.
It wasn't stated in the motion.
I had it written down.
Well, do you want to restate your motion so we can get it clear? It's-
My understanding is what Representative Bumberger has on her pad. Would it be possible for her to read that through?
Yeah. I just have at the end there.
Read the whole, I think Representative McConkey is asking you to read the whole motion. With amendment.
Including with the amendment.
Starting at the beginning. The delegation believes, right? The commissioners entered into a contract that did not include everything to do with installation and startup. Second part. The delegation instructs the commissioners to stop any expenditures for installation until such time as the commissioners demonstrate to the delegation amendment in accordance with RSA 2413 and minutes of the delegation meeting March 22nd, 2010, that they have the authority to expend $375,000.
Okay, I'm gonna reread this one time because I think I clarified it the first time and there was no mention of the $375,000. The motion, it is the delegation's understanding that the commissioners entered into a contract with Biomass that did not include total installation and startup cost. The delegation instructs the commissioners to cease any expenditures from this point forward for the pellet boiler installation until such time as the commissioners demonstrate to the delegation that they have the authority to make such expenditures in accordance with RSA 24:13 and the minutes from March 22nd, 2010. That was the amendment in accordance with the RSA 24:13. So we should vote on the amendment so we can... Any question on the amendment? The amendment is very brief, and it's just a clarification. All in favor of that amendment? Well, I'm going to do a roll call. I'll do a roll call.
Okay, give me the sheet, I'll do the roll call. That's the clerk's job. That's not the chairman's job.
You can... It's only about 3 pages there.
I know.
I don't think you have to, just do the one and
Yes.
select one and we'll get
Okay.
them all patched together.
This is on the amendment only. All right, Representative Algren,
Yes.
Representative Babson,
No.
Representative Chandler, absent. Representative Fleck.
No.
Representative Knox,
Absent.
absent.
What was it? Absent.
Representative McCarthy,
Yes.
Representative McConkey,
Yes.
Representative Moreau,
No.
Merrow,
No.
sorry. Representative Patton, absent. Representative Pettingill,
Yes.
Representative Scalia,
Yes.
Representative Schmidt, absent. Representative Tregenza,
Yes.
Representative Umberger, yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 yes, 3 no. Okay.
Okay, now we'll
Move
Vote
the
on
motion with the
motion, yeah.
amendment.
on the motion, the...
As amended?
As amended.
Okay. Okay. Representative Algren,
Yes.
Representative Babson,
No.
Representative Chandler, absent. Representative Fleck,
No.
Representative Knox, absent. Representative McCarthy,
Yes.
Representative McConkey,
Yes.
Representative Merrow,
No.
Representative Patton, absent. Representative Pettingill,
Yes.
Representative Scalia,
Yes.
Representative Schmidt, absent. Representative Tregenza,
Yes.
Representative Umberger, yes. 7-3.
Do we have any other business regarding the old nursing home? Any from the subcommittee? We would like to hold off until we get the minutes redone and the committee meets again, is that correct? What would you like
Correct.
to do?
We would like the opportunity to meet as a subcommittee at least one more time before the final recommendation.
Yes, Representative Merrill.
Yeah, I just got a list of questions which I lost, and Dave's gonna send it to me again, that he'd like to see answered, Mark, on the old nursing home. And before we have the next meeting, can we get the answers to those? Because I think it's important. He sent you an email, and I...
He did send me an email. I might note that Representative Umberger and others haven't received that
Yeah,
email.
but that's what I'm saying, I'd like to know...
So
have a
if
meeting
that
until we
if that
get those
could be
answers.
sent again, and I'd told Representative Babson that I thought he had qualified questions, and we'll get back to him.
Just to clarify, Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
Send it to you, you're the chairman, if you want to send it to people, send it out.
Oh, I'd be happy to, but apparently you also sent it to one of my subcommittee members also, Representative Merrill.
Yeah, but I lost it.
Perhaps you should send him a second copy.
I did.
See if you can find it.
Yes, Representative Umberger.
Yes, are we ready to go into convention?
Yes, we will have to go
or
into convention
are
to
we-
ratify it. Do we have any other business?
Okay.
I'm not sure we do.
Well,
Did
the question, I guess, that I have is that we did not discuss a time frame for the commissioners to get back to us. And so I would assume that whenever they want to talk about it, that it would be on the agenda. Is that correct?
Yes, I don't know what your time schedule would be to get everything back to this delegation, but we do meet again next Monday, and I
Then
think
the
it's the
next-
last one we have scheduled.
And then
isn't
the
it?
next, the next one is March 6th, I think is the date. that-
12.
Pardon?
I thought it was March 12.
I don't know, sometime in March anyhow. 13th? March 13th, I don't know, whatever. But
What are we asking?
that's the, that's where we are.
No, March 12th is.
March 12th, is that a
Is the
Monday?
Monday.
Yeah, then I bet I have it here someplace, but, so I didn't know if that was something that you wanted to discuss with the commissioners, or do we just want to leave it open for whenever?
Would you like to make a comment on that?
I'd like to make a comment, yes. We have a lot of comments, right? We have never asked that the old nursing home be put on the agenda. This was something that the chairman or somebody else did to put on the chairman, because we were accused of not having a plan. Well, there was no deadline set to have a plan. I know Representative Umberger said, are we going to keep talking about this and nothing's being done meeting after meeting? But there was no timetable put on it. I'd like to have one, and something that is reasonable so that we can get additional figures. And I'd like clarification on that motion. Where do we stand now with paying off Bonnet Page and Stone for what work they've done? How are we going to handle that?
Representative Baldwin?
Thank you. I'll try, speaking, I guess, for the delegation, or at least speaking for myself, what the delegation is trying to get done here. And number one, I think as if you may recall, we presented a motion back in September, and I'm pretty sure we did it because I think I'm the one who made the motion, that said that we wanted a plan with what you were going to do in the old nursing home building at a cost of under $1 million. And we authorized you to speak with Bonnet Page and Stone to come up with a plan. And then the following month, Bonnet Page Stone came in and they showed us a plan that was from 1.5 to 1.8 with soft costs for what you decided. Then we came back a month later and told you that, we asked you for a plan for $1 million or less. And then you agreed to bring us a plan, which we thought would be forthcoming already by now, because the deadline has passed since October of giving us a plan for $1 million.
There was no deadline.
Yes, there was. It's in the motion. We'll pull the minutes. We gave you the directive to present us a plan by such and such a date of what was going to be done at the old nursing home for a cost of under $1 million. You came back with a plan, and Randy Remick came and gave us a plan, but the costs were too high. The following meeting, we said, look, the costs are too high, which I believe was the beginning of December. I don't know if I'm recalling correctly. We told you the costs were too high, and we asked you to go back to them, get us a plan for under $1 million. I made the suggestion at that time that you may need to reduce the scope of your plan. Instead of making it renovating 15,000 square feet, You may only renovate 10. You may only renovate, I don't know, okay? What we're asking you to do is bring us that plan, and in that plan, you're gonna show us the boiler room, which I presume at this point is probably gonna be in the same spot we already added in, but that's what we're looking for.
Okay.
You know, and as part of that plan, for clarification, the rest of the building that we're not utilizing is not being mothballed. That rest of it will be raised, demolished. So we'll end up at the end with expending $1 million. I guess at this point, you may have the ability to say, well, we had to add the extra $375,000 for the furnace room, but that's what we're looking at. That's what we want from you. Here, this room's going to be the boiler room. This room is going to be cooperative extension. This room's going to be maintenance, or maybe there won't be cooperative extension in it. I don't know, but that's what we're looking for. We only want to spend $1 million.
I don't recall there being a specific date. Do you have what the date is?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
On August 22nd, 2011. Motion by Representative Algren makes a motion to keep the core of the old nursing home not to exceed $1 million with the inclusion of UNH extension in the plan. Representative Knox seconds this motion. After further discussion, Representative Algren and Representative Knox withdraw the motion. Representative McCarthy asked to reconsider his previous motion to keep the core facility not to exceed $1 million. Representative Tregenza seconds this. Motion for reconsideration fails with a vote of 3-7. Nowhere in there does it say that we had a date.
Excuse me, I just want to let you know that motion failed. Okay, the following meeting, which was in September, we made a motion, and that passed. So you're just looking at that. You're referring to the wrong meeting and a motion that failed.
I don't believe that we ever set a date.
There was never a date.
But one would think that prudence would have moved the discussion forward.
Yeah, I don't think we said
But
that.
obviously, they don't want to move I shouldn't say that. They haven't had the opportunity to move the discussion forward. Because the motion, the action out there is to have it done for $1 million. That was done in December. Now, if they choose not to come back to us relatively quickly on the pellet boiler, then I guess it will sit there until such time as they feel that it's prudent to come back to us. But if we didn't set a date, we didn't set a date, and I don't think
I guess it's not
it's irrelevant.
Okay,
It's irrelevant.
Representative McCarthy.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Representative Algren reminded me, it wasn't too long ago that this entire body voted to tear down the four wings, and from that time on, the only thing that we would discuss would be the core of the old nursing home. Last week, when there were 4 of the more conservative members missing, they took another vote to mothball the nursing home. The wings, that we already took a vote, the full body took a vote to tear down. Now, we're gonna mothball them. I would like to make a motion that we either reconsider that, and Representative Tregenza could do that, because he voted in the affirmative, or I will make a motion to go back to the original motion that was passed, that the 4 wings be torn down, and from now on, we discuss only the core of the building.
No problem.
Just to go back and look at do you have that? Yeah.
This is Monday, October 3rd.
I have to.
The delegation is not looking to reconsider the motion of rehabbing the old nursing home. Representative McConkey moves not to reconsider to open the past motion on keeping the core only. Representative Schmidt seconded. The motion is not to reconsider our motion to keep the core only. Representative Patton recognizes those that don't agree. Representative Algren, we did not vote to keep the core. We made a motion to be presented a plan for consideration not to exceed $1 million. Nowhere is there a date.
We accept that.
We're
We accept that there's no date.
Representative Fleck makes a motion to retain the court. Whether you accepted it or didn't accept it, it's not there.
That's fine.
Okay, would you just go on and read through?
Representative Fleck makes a motion to retain the core of the old nursing home with the cost not to exceed $1 million. Representative McConkey seconds the motion. The motion carries with a vote of 6-4. Again, no date.
We don't care when you come back until that time. We'll make a decision.
Two commissioners have just told us that we, the delegation, did not provide a date. Yet the commission had the piping put in to the old nursing home and is in the process of getting the pellet boiler set up there. But yet, is that not a contradiction since no decision has been made as to what to do with the building?
No.
It's in the core, though.
It is. It's a contradiction. Because we're being told right now, we didn't give the commission a deadline for a date. But yet, why would the commission do anything when no decision has been made as to what to do with the building?
Because we had a deadline from the federal
Representative
government.
Merrill.
Mr. Chairman, unfortunately, I'm going to have to leave because I have some selectmen stuff I got to do. But before I leave, I'd like to make just one suggestion. We've been tossed for months now. We've been tossing this nursing home back and forth. We've changed our mind gosh knows how many times. Right now, we have a subcommittee which is looking into that as to what to do with it based on questions that we have out. May I suggest that we hold discussion on what we're going to do with it until the subcommittee has finished their report? That's a suggestion,
and
that's not a motion.
I'd like to
Harry,
just
can you stay
follow
for
up.
Can you stay for the convention?
Yeah, we will need to. We
It's
can
on-
Right
go
now,
into
yeah.
the
Right
convention.
now,
Let me
we
just
can,
make a comment and then we'll go into convention. Just to keep things in line with what we're talking about, Representative Babson did send out a list of items to be addressed regarding the renovation of the old nursing home. I think those are critical, that we have an itemized list, dollar by dollar, what we want to do. I think that going back to other motions that were made really are irrelevant unless we have the information that he's requested. I think at that point, we can revisit, do we want a core, do we want 4 wings or 8 wings, whatever it may be. But it has to be,
Only one cost $1 million.
it has to be, we have to have the answers to the questions that he raised, because they do get very down to the, well down to the specifics of cost and what we could live with and what we don't.
Mr.
Once
Chairman.
that's done, then I think we could move forward.
Mr.
Yeah.
Chairman, the assumption is by Representative Babson that we're tearing down the whole building and starting fresh. That's what the basis of those questions are. If you were to tear down the building, what would it cost to bring electric back in, water, and everything else? That very well may not be the recommendation, no matter what people believe out there. That may not be the recommendation of the old nursing home
No,
subcommittee.
my point,
Okay.
my point though is that we have to have that information before we can
Can I
go
move
further.
that we go into convention and then we can talk about this
Second.
afterwards?
Okay, we are in convention.
All those in favor?
We have
We have
one
to-
motion on the floor.
No, we have to have a vote to go into
Oh,
convention.
excuse me, that's right, yeah. All those in favor of going into convention, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And there are no abstentions. So then.
I move that
only
we
have-
ratify the motion dealing with the, whatever it was,
Contract with the boiler.
dealing with the contract for the boiler.
Okay, everybody's clear on that? We'll go through.
And I think that what we make sure we do is to put the same motion into the convention minutes. And I just
would
don't
think
want to
so.
try to read it all, because I'll.
We'll go over those before
Yeah.
we get over. Okay, you want to go through the list?
Oh, sure. We want to do it in convention?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Algren, Representative Algren,
Yes.
Representative Babson?
Are we voting to go into committee?
No.
We
we've
did
already voted on
convention.
This is on the motion.
This is on the
Ratify
motion.
the motion.
No.
Representative Chandler is absent. Representative Fleck.
No.
Representative Knox is absent. Representative McCarthy,
Yes.
Representative McConkey,
Yes.
Representative Merrill,
No.
Representative Patton is absent. Representative Pettingill,
Yes.
Representative Scalia,
Yes.
Representative Schmidt is absent. Representative Tregenza,
Yes.
Representative Umberger, yes. The vote is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to 3.
You want to move that we come out of convention?
Can I make a motion while we're in convention?
I'll move we come out of convention.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
All those in favor of coming out?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
So go ahead.
We make a motion to go back to where we were 2 weeks ago, that we're only gonna talk about the core and not the wings.
Before we get there, I just struck by the irony of letting the subcommittee finish its work before and make a recommendation to the full delegation, which was what the plead was last week, to allow us to do that before you take a motion to mothball. So I'm glad to see that Harry has come back to our original intention, which was allow us to do our work before we come up with a recommendation.
And we'll,
Is that your stance now?
Well, I was just clarifying from there. Go ahead, or Mr. Chairman, I've done with my statement.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Chairman, could I please get a little clarification? What is included in that $1 million? 375?
yes,
375,000?
at this point, yes.
And
Everything.
anything else?
I think there was, I believe there's $150,000 from the contingency fund that was to use to tear down the building. That you can
No,
use.
100,000 was in the budget, not contingency money.
That's what I meant, I'm sorry, I
It was in the
apologize. Yeah,
budget
there was
to-
already some money in the original budget to tear down the nursing home, so you can use that money as part of tearing down, that $100,000. you
In
can
addition
use.
to the $1 million?
Yes,
Okay.
so you got $1 million
No.
there, and then you got 1.1.
No, that was not the agreement. It was a total
It
of
was
$1
a
million.
million.
It was $1 million.
It was
I need
$1 million.
clarification.
Go back to the motion, it was for $1 million.
That's correct. Period.
And, Mr. Chairman, that
No,
includes
It
what?
had to be under 1 million.
Well, okay,
Right.
whatever, I mean, well.
Not to exceed.
Okay, we're getting out of
Yeah, we're
order.
getting in the weeds.
Let's go ahead and
I
let the
just
commission.
want clarification, what's in that $1 million? So we can make plans to come to you with whatever.
You
How much
tell
money's
us.
in
You
there?
mean,
That's okay.
in terms of what, when you say what does that include?
375,000 is in that 1 million
For the boilers?
for the boilers?
It could be if you could fit that in there.
Well,
I mean, seriously, if you can do that, that's fine.
no,
obviously. Maybe you take some, you short some other portions of the renovation to do that. I don't know. But, I would just say, take those figures and see what you can come up with. How much can you cover? I don't know that you're going to be able to cover the $375,000 out, to
Right.
be realistic.
and could I ask
However,
where that
alternate
money, that $1
funding.
million is going to come from?
I'm sorry, I didn't.
Where is that $1 million going to come from?
We were going to
Contingent.
Comes out of
authorize.
contingency?
Yes,
Well, it could have been contingency.
that was the plan.
That was,
We got there was 1.2, I believe, in there.
right,
It's bond money, you cannot use it for that.
yes.
Only that there is a citizen who has had her hand up for a while,
Okay.
and it appeared that you had not seen her, so.
Well,
Oh,
but it's not,
Not right now,
It's
but
not,
for
yeah,
when,
we will,
at the right time.
okay.
okay.
So as far as what you can do, you're flexible to do what you want to within that $1 million.
Okay.
But that was the intent. We came up with that figure, and that the renovations could be made that way. And if you recall, there were some roof adjustments that some of us felt could have been made, because in an earlier presentation, it was considerably less than what the
Yep.
final product was. So, as I said, I think there are things that you can play around with to arrive
Okay.
at a.
So you're saying that the $1 million is coming from the contingency fund?
That was the original intent.
That's what they said.
They said.
That's what they said.
No, I was asking, where's it going to come
I'm
from?
just asking you.
I mean, I think that was that's what we heard.
Okay.
Yes. We heard that it was coming from the contingency.
Yeah.
fund.
The leftover.
To address Representative McCarthy, the subcommittee was in our last conversation with